Want to be a good parent? Discover what really matters. We grew up in a time when parents barely cared about our feelings, and now, suddenly, we are terrified of our children's feelings. Dr. Becky Kennedy, one of the most influential voices today when it comes to parenting, says something profound: the more you chase happiness in childhood, the more you program anxiety in adulthood. And that's why we need to talk about what it really means to be a good parent. What makes you a good father or a good mother? The answer is simple and revolutionary: repair. The ability to recognize when you've made a mistake and fix what was broken in the connection. Without a doubt, this is the most important strategy. Because let's be honest, who among us never makes mistakes? Who among us never loses patience? It's natural. It's human. But what happens when we don't repair? We become the kind of parent who says the most painful thing to a child, even if it's not with words: I don't care about how you feel. I'm not listening to you. I only care about my control and about what you should do. And we do this when our children's emotions scare us. When we can't tolerate our child's crying, frustration, or anger, we offer a quick distraction, a kind of emotional band-aid. And what do they learn from that? If I, as a child, find my feelings unbearable, and my parents also find my feelings unbearable, then something must be wrong with me. And that's when things begin to fall apart. After all, can we be friends with our children and still set limits? Children need us to show authority in a healthy way. They need boundaries, but they also need validation. When we combine these two things, we raise resilient adults who know how to deal with difficult emotions. And what is the price of being the good child who never caused trouble? The price is high. It means not learning how to deal with emotions you feel you're not allowed to have. The trap of overcorrection. In the past, our parents didn't worry about our feelings. It was something like, "You don't want to go to your aunt's house? I don't care. Put a smile on your face and go." It was pure control. We grew up, realized that didn't feel right, and as a natural reaction we moved to the opposite extreme. Now we've become parents who let our children's feelings dictate everything. The child says, "I don't want to go to the park," and we reply, "Okay then, let's stay home." We give in because we're afraid of their frustration, and deep down, our own. We've become a generation that is less tolerant of frustration, largely because of modern life, with its excess dopamine and constant convenience. And when we can't handle our child's frustration, we're not teaching them how to handle their own. We get lost trying to make our children happy, and in the process we lose sight of what really matters: helping them develop emotional skills. The problem isn't the feelings themselves, it's the lack of skills to deal with them. And that's when misbehavior appears. A scream, a lie, a tantrum. These are all signs that emotions are bigger than the skills available to handle them. The myth of maternal instinct. How many times do we hear that motherhood is pure instinct? Don't worry, you'll know what to do. And we believe it. But in reality, parenting isn't a gift, it's a skill. Think about it. We would never tell a surgeon they don't need years of study and practice, that they should simply follow their instinct. But that's exactly what we do with parents. We send someone home with a baby and assume they'll know what to do, just because nature will guide them. And what happens when we have a crisis, when our child screams or lies? Our instinct tells us to scream back. Why? Because that's probably what our parents did. Then we go to bed feeling like monsters, thinking we're ruining everything. That's when we need to understand that we are not alone and that there is nothing wrong with us. We think that if something is supposed to be done purely by instinct and we're struggling, it means we're broken. But that's a lie. There is no perfect parent, and it wouldn't even be good if there were. Our ability to repair is what truly matters. The magic of repair. Every time we have a moment of rupture, when we explode or yell, we feel like failures. But what actually damages the relationship isn't the yelling, it's the lack of repair afterward. The child is left alone with those intense feelings of confusion and fear. When we repair, we do something magical. We rewrite the ending of that chapter in our child's life story. Instead of the ending being, "My parent exploded at me over a plate of food and I felt alone," the ending becomes, "My parent yelled, but later they came to me and said, 'I'm sorry for yelling. It's never your fault when I yell. I'm learning how to deal with my own feelings. I love you.'" Those simple words change how the memory lives inside their body. You change the story surrounding the memory. And we must remember that this process is for us too. Every time we repair, we become stronger, more capable of handling turbulence instead of avoiding it. We become better leaders. A moment of reflection. We live in a culture that tells us to avoid discomfort at all costs. But life is full of difficult moments. So the real question isn't how to avoid discomfort, it's how to deal with it. We cannot take away our children's ability to feel capable, to solve their own problems. We need to give them space to do that. And we, as parents, need to ask ourselves, does this decision help me become the kind of leader I want to be? The kind of parent I want my child to become one day? Believe me, we are not the only ones who feel this way. Most of us were raised believing we are bad if we struggle with parenting. But what if we changed that story? What if we looked at our struggles with compassion instead of judgment? What if we stopped looking outward for validation and started looking inward? That is the real journey, the true path to healing and transformation. If you connected with this message and feel it's time to change your family's story, to stop feeling broken and start building emotional skills not only for your children but for yourself. An invitation to transformation. Think about this. What would happen if we stopped trying to be perfect parents and started focusing on being parents who repair? What if we accepted that making mistakes is part of the process, and what truly matters is how we come back and fix things? That is the foundation of a real connection. It's not about never falling, it's about always getting back up and teaching our children to do the same. If this message touched your heart, if these ideas resonated deeply with you, I want to invite you to do a small but powerful exercise. Right now there is nothing to sell or promote. But if you truly believe repair is the way forward, tell me. Write the word repair in the comments. Just one word. If this video helped you, gave you direction, or made you think about a new way to raise your children, write repair in the comments. Together we can show that we are building a new generation of stronger, more connected families, growing with love and intention. If you want to continue this journey, learn how to connect more deeply with your child, become the leader they need, and learn how to deal with your own emotions, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. See you in the next video.